What is up, sexy people? What is up, sexy people? What is up, sexy people? It's your girl, Nikki. It's your girl, Nikki. I am so excited to be here tonight, hanging out with y'all again for another She Speaks Live watch party. I'm really excited about this episode. If you guys have been following me in social media lately, you know that I have been really passionate about my mission to empower women, as I always have been. So I felt like it was important for me to go and kind of dig back into the stacks and find some of the content that we have been putting out into the universe. And I just felt like this particular episode of She Speaks Live, which speaks to so much of what is going on in America, what is going on in this country, and has been going on in this country for years and years and years. So I just wanted to bop in and share this amazing bit of contact with you. Hey, Lana, I see you out there, girl. Hey to anybody who's watching on SheSpeaksLive.com or Periscope or Facebook.com/All Things Nikki, or of course the NoEgo.tv YouTube channel. So I'm trying to be consistent and make sure that I am actively involved in this process, and I'm giving you guys great information every day. So I'm not going to talk y'all to death. I'm going to get right into this episode. I'm really excited about this episode. Just to give you a very brief overview of what it is. This is an episode of She Speaks Live that we taped at AIB Studio during our live tapings, and really, really excited about this episode because, again, it speaks to what is happening today, and it's just a trip that we actually recorded this. This is a pre-recorded episode, but I'm gonna watch it live with y'all. This is my live watch party tonight on She Speaks Live. We have Deb Anteny from Loving Hip Hop and Growing Up Hip Hop. We have Kiana Dancie, who's an amazing comedian. We have my sister Tisha Jaretta Brown, who's going to do a really dope spoken word piece on mental health. And we have Angela Stanton King. So let me start by saying I know people get real crazy when you have conservative Republican folks on the show. Angela was on my show From the Bottom Up, and she's really passionate about prison reform and helping people of color in particular. Just with the prison system. So I got to give the sister credit where credit is due. We don't agree on our political perspectives, but, she is someone who has fought the good fight, for African Americans in prison reform. And Angela's also, running for a seat in Congress. So this is going to be an interesting episode, and I am going to get right into it. So again, we're watching this together. This is a rebroadcast of She Speaks Live with Deb Anteny, Angela Stanton King, Stacey J. Johnson, Christine Beatty, Kiana Dancie, my girl Tisha J. Brown, and of course me, Nikki Gilbert Daniels. All right, I'll be watching with y'all, so I'd love your feedback. Don't hesitate to give me your comments and your feedback. And welcome to She Speaks Live. Yes! I am your host, Nikki Gilbert Daniels, and this is my DJ Fally Fal. First off, I want to thank all of you for tuning in last week. The show was so much fun. And when I told you guys that I had friends that did a whole lot of talking, y'all think I talk? These ladies can talk. As a matter of fact, here's some highlights from last week.
I think that when you put Pastor Jamal Bryant And Kanye West in the same room? You're gonna save a lot of sinners. No, I'm joking.
I'm not knocking him or anything.
But you didn't even let me finish. The whole
I'm just
thing
saying, though,
is
let's make
about...
This guy tried to break me in every way imaginable. He tried, but he did not succeed.
I know that's right, baby.
He did not.
What makes it worse is that I had to do it in the public eye, and a lot of people didn't know that.
As promised, lots of banter. And this week is gonna be no different because we're gonna be joined by Kiana Dance. And of course, we'll have Christine Beatty and Stacey J back with us. But before we get into our topic for the day, which our topic for today is angry black woman, fact or fiction. See, I got a little something to say about that. But before I get into it, something is missing. There it is. Hey, pretty girl, how are you? All right, come on here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the soapbox, and I'm about to use it. All right. Issue number one, when it comes to the pay disparity in this country, African-American women earn, how much less than our white male counterparts?
39% less.
39% less.
And our Latino sisters earn 47% less.
America. We're paying Latin American women and African American women up to 47% less for the same work. It's not right. Nothing about it is right. In fact, in addition to this ridiculous pay gap, we are the #1 consumers in this country. How much money are we spending in this country every year?
About $1.4 trillion.
$1.4 trillion. And by the year 2021, it's gonna be what, closer to 1.5 trillion?
1.5.
Does that seem fair to y'all? Doesn't seem fair to me at all. I believe that this country owes us a little more equality. Y'all believe this country owes us a little bit more equality?
Yes.
All right, well, let me hear you then if you believe the country owes us more equality.
Don't get to preaching.
So what we're gonna do here at She Speaks Live and AIB TV is we're gonna make sure that the sisters are paid just as much as the brothers, all right? I'm gonna make that call. And I hope that the United States of America follows our lead. I'm Nikki Gilbert Daniels. I'm gonna step up off this soapbox so I can get to what's next. But please, please, please support African American and Latin American women because we deserve it. All right, I'm done. Getting off my soapbox. Thank you, beautiful. There's Vanna White and Vanna Black. I happen to have Chevy Black in the building. Let's give it up for Chevy Black. Okay, before we get into our hot topics, I'd like to highlight single mothers in America. One of my favorite single moms of all times is my sister Tisha J. Brown. She is a mother, she is a superwoman, she is a singer, and she has a play called I'm Still Standing. And tonight, you're lucky enough to hear an excerpt from that play, I'm Still Standing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show some love for my sister, Tisha J. Brown.
If I died tonight, who would really care? I mean, you know, there are so many ways I can do this. Let's see. I'm not sure exactly which tool I want to use. If I use this razor to slit my wrist, I got to make sure I'm hitting the right vein. Can't be a hit or miss. If I use this rope to hang myself, I got to make sure I kick the chair from under me just right so I can choke myself to death. Maybe I should try these pills so I can just sleep my life away. That may be better, so as I'm dying, I won't feel any of the pain. So many things to choose from, but I think I have found the perfect one. Why not just do it and get it over with? I'm tired of fighting these demons of depression. There's no more fight left in me to look at life as a blessing. I have lost everything, my job, my house, my car, my husband, and my family. So why should I waste any more time and keep living? Seems like the devil is having fun attacking me. He's having so much fun by attacking me constantly. I have prayed, no answer. I've gone to counseling, no answer. I've read books, taken walks, had talks, shopped, popped pills, and still I cannot feel anything that is supposed to be healing me. So the best thing I know to do is to say goodbye to me and all of the people that I know. So to all of you, I'm done. I'm gone. I've had enough of life being so tough. At my funeral, I just have one request of a song. Please do this for me. Can you tell the pastor to sing? I'm free. Praise the Lord. I'm free. No longer bound. No more chains holding me. My soul is resting. And that's just a blessing. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm free. Whether you agree or not, this is where my life had to stop. Whatever you do, don't judge me. I got tired of feeling like no one loved me. Depression is a true disease. I tried to fight it every day, but it just got the best of me. Make sure you be a voice for me. Tell people to speak up if they're under attack by this cruel enemy. Depression ain't no joke. It will strip you of everything and leave you with misery and suffering. So, depression had me down, feeling hopeless and bound. But look at me now. I'm still standing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to She Speaks Live. I am so excited about this panel that we have tonight, honey. I'm your host, Nikki Gilbert Daniels, and to my left, she is gorgeous, beautiful, smart, and all things fabulous. She is the author of Date Girl, 143 Reasons Why Women Should Date Multiple Men. Give it up for Stacey J. Johnson. 143. Okay, 143. And this is my Detroit versus everybody sister. She is the host of Perspectives on 910 AM. She is a political guru. She is an author. Don't mess with her when it comes to politics. Give it up to Christine Beatty. All right. What up, come on now. And I'm so excited to have this lady joining us tonight on She Speaks Live. She is a powerhouse of a comedian on and off stage. You might have seen her in BET Hers feature One Crazy Christmas. She got a movie on Netflix called Sextuplets. She's pretty. She's funny. She's a beast. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Kiana Dancie. Kiana, I'm so glad to have you here with us.
I am happy to be down to the table, baby.
Down to the table. Oh, she's down to the table. See, she was in daytime earlier. She's at nighttime this evening.
She was in daytime, but she was always nighttime. I talked to her on the phone.
Okay, and I brings it.
Yeah,
Do tell, honey. Give us some tea. Well, Kiana, since this is your first time, absolutely not last time joining us, why don't you start this conversation out? Is there anything that you've seen in social media, any hot topics, anything you want to get off that beautiful chest of yours and that hot pink?
Girl, I just don't understand why the athletes feel like they need to take from the women. Now, it's a lot of women out here that just give themselves to you freely, sir. Like, I'm not going to drop no names. I'm just saying, but when you're being accused of, sexually assaulting women,
that's crazy.
why you got to do that? When you rich and you got money, you can put money on the table, and I'm sure she would give it to you freely.
And if we're talking about the example, I think we are.
We are.
I'm going to say now 3 times that it happened.
Yep.
You flew back the second time.
Okay, let's not talk in code. I'm confused. Let's not talk in code. What are we talking about
I think we're talking about the AB situation, right? So Antonio Brown. So again, I don't know all of the facts. Let me be real crystal clear on that. So, but I understand that it happened on 3 separate occasions.
Okay.
One, again, she was a trainer, to my understanding, and then she flew back, like it happened one time, cut it off. She went and flew back to where he was again. It happened again. Then the third time, they were together, she was training again, it happened again. So my concern with that, again, I'm not to say that it did not happen. That's not my point here. But my point is, so it happened once, apology, whatever you did. Let's go with even twice. So then I'm never going back.
Why did you get to number 3? Fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice.
Not taking the side of athletes, but some people do file false claims on people. There are people who lie on people. So as a person who's been lied on in my life, I have to always take that perspective.
Absolutely.
But as a person who's also been sexually violated
Absolutely.
in my life, no means no. But my whole thing is, we can't cross a broad, net for everybody. It's all about.
Absolutely. I think sometimes the smartest people do the dumbest things. And I don't think it has anything to do with, the smartest people doing the dumbest things. I don't think it has anything to do with who they are, because we know a lot of smart people making some dumb decisions.
So you're saying because smart people do dumb things, we're supposed to give them a pass no matter what they do? I feel like with you being an athlete, you're held to a different standard because, one, a lot of young adults and children look up to you. So I'm not saying that, dumb people don't do, smart things and smart people don't do dumb things. That we all do stupid stuff, right?
Absolutely.
But when you're paid a whole lot of money to set an example to young adults and specifically young men who are watching you as a community leader.
I'm starting to believe that being rich and having money is almost like makes them feel like they have a bit of a pass, for lack of a better word.
Well, I think there needs to be respect, though. I mean, because at the end of the day, no means no.
Yes,
and
indeed,
but
always.
also, ladies, we need to also lead with, and when you say no, mean it.
Absolutely.
Well,
let's be clear, all of this is alleged, and we are not blaming any victims. We are not shaming any victims.
not at
As
all.
women of color, in particular, we understand what it's about. And one of the things I want to talk about, and Christine, this is a question for you, this pay disparity. I said that's so ugly. This pay disparity.
This BS of a pay disparity.
Yeah, it is a whole another topic.
Yeah.
African American women earn between 52 and 61% on compared to every
Cents on
dollar.
the dollar of a white
Absolutely,
man,
on the dollar
correct.
of a white man. What's going on, Chris?
We've always been the lowest class citizens in this country.
We've always been thought of as.
Well, I'm saying, and treated as.
And treated as.
Let's be clear, and continue to be treated. So that continues to be about us not being valued in the workplace. So if I'm doing the same work as you, and then one of my good girlfriends, who's Jay Smile, she says, okay, let's say I'm a woman, you're a man. Cool, you can keep your extra money that you earn. Give me 30% less cost. So if a house costs you $100,000, good, and let me pay $60,000.
Right.
Let's make it even. So
Let's make it even since I'm making less money anyway.
But the problem is that we are undervalued in the workplace. Women of color are undervalued in most places.
Absolutely.
But definitely when it comes to the work, our opinions aren't valued as much in the workplace, especially when you talk about corporate America, which is where those standards are set.
Absolutely.
What about entrepreneurship, though? Because I feel like if you have a job, and honestly, we cannot change America, because you said this has been going on a long time.
Wait a minute, hold on. We cannot change America.
No, we cannot change America. Certain
Stacey,
things
that
will
sounds
conti-
real hopeless.
No.
Okay, you know what?
It's the
Before we
truth.
hold that thought. I believe that we can change anything, but at the end of the day, we got to cut to a break. We'll be right back to figure out why we can change America. Welcome back to She Speaks Live, and I told you this conversation was going to be amazing. So we left off with Stacey saying something crazy like African American women can't change the country. And
No, I did not say that. That is not what I said. I said America is what it is. We can't change it. Now we can vote.
Semantics.
Hold on. We can vote. Absolutely we can. But we cannot be reactionary to what America does. I say, hey, if you make less, and we know that's where the world is right now, go out and get yourself a side hustle to where you can become an entrepreneur to balance out that 52% or whatever you said. If you always are sitting at home being reactionary and responding to things.
We're not always sitting at home, because African American women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, and in particular in Atlanta, the largest.
But we're talking about inequality with pay. So what I'm saying is, if we're going to complain about inequality in pay and still be doing that, then there's something there's something isn't working.
So are you saying just don't sit around and complain?
I'm saying don't sit around and complain and be reactionary.
I say this: we can absolutely have our own businesses and employ each other and pay us our worth. We don't have to necessarily go out and get a job with pardon my phrase, a white man asking him for coins.
Okay,
we can
well,
go
let me
start
say
our
this.
own business. We can pay our sisters what they're worth. And then if you want to come work down here, we're going to pay you fairly.
Absolutely.
But we're not going to pay the white man more because he think he deserves it. So
and we're going to ask for what we're worth.
Okay,
absolutely. And we're going to give them what they're worth.
I agree with that. Let me just say this point. Okay. When we talk about not getting a job working for someone, even as an independent television producer, as an independent contractor, I still face other production companies that are led by white men that are getting more money. So it's across the board. It's not just about being employed
But you're
by
still
someone
here.
who's
But you're
paying you
still
less,
here creating
making
your
a
show.
whole lot
Right.
less money.
But-
And you're
no one is-
employing
but you're
those who
still-
and you're paying them their worth.
Absolutely. And when
And you
we were
have
on
vision,
slave ships,
determination,
they
and
gave us
working-
the scraps, we made them chitlins. It doesn't make it right.
But I do want
But you still like you can't compare you to somebody
Okay,
who's
all
not
right,
doing
Christine,
it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I was going to say, go ahead. I know you're about to have
Go
a
ahead.
slavery debate for a second. But
No,
what I was about to say, to that point, though, I get it. Yes, people should go out and make their own business. But again, I always speak from a different perspective in terms of when it comes to the least of these.
Sure.
Everybody can't just get up and go out and start a job and do it. Now, I went to college and I never had an entrepreneurial mindset. We were never taught what it means to be an entrepreneur. In America, it's institutionally set up for us to fail and be behind. So that whole thing has to be changed. So we can just go out and start our own business. I was in politics for years, ran a city, did not have the full breadth of what it takes to be an entrepreneur. That's not my lane. That was something completely different. So to say somebody can just get up and go, that's not always factual. It's great to aspire to, but again, it's about making sure that when you start talking about providing opportunities, then are we setting up the tools? And you can change America. We got a whole generation of people that changed America.
Absolutely.
So I don't buy into that concept. But setting up, like you said, starting your own jobs, doing those things, absolutely, providing opportunities, but continuing to fight for pay and equality, because there's always going to be jobs, and there's always going to be people that have to fill them, and if we have to fill them, we deserve equal pay.
Absolutely.
Right. And I agree. I agree. Great point.
Target is $13
But
an hour.
until we're in the position where we can
Target isn't a
actually
sponsor, so we won't be using their name
until we're
on this
in a
show today.
position where we can actually write the check for those. I'm asking for more money, so I need to be in leadership. I need to be in management so that I can give my quote unquote sister what she is worth and what she's deserving of. Because at the end of the day, if we don't own the company and we don't hold the purse, even though we're demanding it, don't mean that we're going to get it.
That's where our legislators come in. That's where mine comes in.
And I disagree with you on this point. You say we're not all entrepreneurs. Yes, we are. One of the oldest business in the game has been prostitution. Somebody somewhere knew that they had to sell something to put food on their table.
And that brings me to our next question.
We're all entrepreneurs,
That
ma'am.
brings me to our next question. That was a great lead-in. Kiana, that was a great lead-in. So
You said that, girl.
let's lighten it up a bit.
She lightened it up, don't you think?
Right.
You
Let's
gotta
lighten it
sell
up a
something
bit
to people
more.
hungry.
It's a vision just went through.
Or loosen it up a bit, depending on how you look at it.
officially
But
dead.
ladies, I want to ask, women who have shared a lot of themselves in social media, right, seem to really be winning based on perception, right? So they're making billions of dollars. Are they self-made? Is it okay? Are they just getting their money and we're just hating? Or is it setting a horrible example for young women?
I can say this, it is setting a horrible example, but I can say you were hating. What else have to say?
Let me help you out, sis.
Okay.
What I think you're trying to say is sex sells, which we know to be true. But here's the thing. In this industry, in most, industries across the board, you got to show a little skin to get in. You know what I mean? Because
I am not going to
showing a
smile
little
at that.
skin to win. And so what happens is, you're seeing these, I can say thotties. We'll say thotties because that's what they refer to online. So some of the thotties, they take off their clothes. They're, doing it for likes. They're doing it for, to get booked. They're models. But we haven't seen them walk down the runway. They're just down to the Instagram. You know what I mean?
Model.
Right, IG model. So, unfortunately, that sends a very poor message to young women because young women think, oh, I got to do this so that I can get that. And, at the end of the day, I don't know if it's a win or a lose, but some of them do appear to be winning.
When you think about Megan Thee Stallion, when you think about Cardi B, when you think about these women, and they're winning, and I listen to Cardi B all the time.
You were just
But when you look at Love and Hip Hop, when you look at a lot of these shows where these women are quote unquote winning, and I said perspective because younger women see that as winning, right? It tells young girls that you have to show flesh. You got to shake that rump. You got to do X, Y, and Z in order to succeed. When I came up in the early 90s, that wasn't the case. My crew is rapping me right now, but we're going to come back and attack this issue of whether or not women in the media are winning by showing lots and lots of flesh. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Welcome back to She Speaks Live, where we bring hot pink to late night. Don't get it twisted. Hot pink and intelligence. We are all about girl power here.
Yes.
And shout out to Lizzo. I'm gonna say, sometimes, we talked about that during the break. Any woman
fantastic.
who is showing girl power, however you are showing it. We thankfully live in a world right now where you can be bucket naked and you can show your girl power. And speaking of girl power, Christine.
Yes, ma'am.
Now this is the part
All right.
that I'm going to lead to our what? Smart friend.
Yes.
I'm a smart friend too.
You are a smart friend, but
she's a political
but you're
smart
also
friend.
a smart ass friend. So I'm just saying.
She ain't lie about
But I
that.
love you.
Yeah, no, she did not lie about
So
that.
did I not lie?
She will throw some shade.
But Christine, tell us, what is it in this new upcoming election that we need to look for so that we can really do something really powerful and change things?
So much going on, right?
Okay.
Right now, I know everybody is probably fatigued, which is the first thing we need to watch out for.
Fatigued is an understatement.
Is the fatigue,
Yes.
because that's the game. The game is to get you
That's a good
uninterested
And tired.
in paying attention to the issues, right? So we're being distracted, or not distracted, it's real, right? The whole, thing about impeachment is real. It's necessary. The things that, our president has done in terms of soliciting world leaders is very serious. Not throwing that to the side. The
So
problem
there's a
is
real shot that this could actually happen.
but let me just say two quick words on that about impeachment. Impeachment doesn't mean he's going to leave office. I need everybody to be clear. But they should impeach him. They should. All that happens is if the House votes on impeachment at that point and he's impeached, there's what's called like a trial in the Senate. So that has to happen. And the likelihood, which is the majority Republican, is not going to vote to oust the president.
So-
you have to have a 3/4 majority of the Senate to vote to oust him. So
this
the
makes-
House might impeach him, which is what happened with Bill Clinton. I'm sorry, Kiana.
no, go ahead.
Which is what happened with Bill Clinton, but he didn't leave office because the Senate acquitted him.
And so let's be clear. I want to make sure everybody understands this. The Senate is majority Republican.
That's what I said.
So, I just want to make sure to
right,
say that so
right.
that they'll know. So what happens is, even if he gets impeached, he can't get through the House.
No, you got to get through the Senate. But and let me just
right.
say this. So what we need to pay attention to are the issues in the 2020. This is how I've summed it up.
Okay.
2020 is the year of perfect vision. That's what I
2020
told
is
my
the year of
daughter.
perfect vision.
2020
Okay.
vision.
Okay.
Pay attention to the issues. Don't be
Okay.
sidetracked. Gun control, economy, jobs. Where are the people that you are voting for and you
Yeah.
want to support
Yeah.
on those issues?
Okay.
Do not just get sidetracked by who hates Donald Trump and who doesn't.
Yes.
Who is it that shares the agenda closely aligned with what you want, and get out and vote?
In an episode of Scandal, though, what we could also do is see who in the House or Senate who's been doing shady stuff, find pictures of them with women or men, and then, kind of get them that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to stay up here. And keep in mind, if Donald Trump gets impeached, we're stuck with Mike Pence, and I don't know what to say about that.
Nothing about him.
But anyway, so ladies, I want to thank y'all for this wonderful, enlightening, educated, informative, fabulous, hot pink conversation. And these ladies aren't going anywhere, because up next we're discussing angry black woman, the stereotype, whether it is fact or fiction. And I'm going to be joined by Deb Anteny from Love and Hip Hop and Growing Up Hip Hop and everything else, and Angela Stanton from the Bottom Up. Speaking of Donald Trump and anti-abortion. Okay, anyway, we'll be right back. Welcome back to She Speaks Live. And when I told y'all we were creating a show for women of color to be able to say whatever they want to say, these next two sisters are truly, y'all think that hot topics table kept it real and said whatever the heck they want to say. These next two women keep it as real as any I have ever met in my life, and I am so honored to have them here with us tonight to kick it all the way real. Best-selling author of Life of a Real Housewife, she is an activist for criminal justice reform, and she was very instrumental in passing the First Act and Second Step Act. We're going to talk about what that means. She is a pro-life wife, a mother, and founder of the King Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Angela Stanton King. Next up, baby. If you want it the way she gonna give it to you, listen now. Everybody knows this woman from loving hip hop, growing up hip hop. Waka Flocka's mama. Listen, this lady does a little bit of everything. When I asked her about her introduction, she basically said no introduction needed because I do it all. Right. She has a book coming out. She is a beautiful spirit, a wonderful energy. She is always looking out for the people. This dynamic diva didn't want anything fancy because she is simply herself in any setting. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my sister Deb Anteny. Antony, if you're nasty.
Sounds good.
Deb and Angela.
Yes.
Now come on with the come on.
Yes.
First of all, thank you ladies both for being here.
Absolutely.
And something that I did not know until very recently is that y'all are sister friends in real life, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So can you tell us how y'all met? What's the relationship here?
We had a mutual friend that we both knew, and he said, you know what, you two ladies remind me so much of each other. You got so much in common. He was like, if you ask me, I know you got to be Deb's long-lost sister.
Yeah.
And he connected us together, our spirits connected, and we have the same passion. We want to help Black women. We want to help the community. We want to help them grow. We want to help them do better. So why not align together and make it happen?
I know that's right. Give it up for Black women coming together.
Yeah. These flowers are so beautiful, though, Nikki.
Oh, well, aren't they beautiful? Thank you. These came from my group member, Erin, you know, and I recently, not to be a Debbie Downer, but a lot of people know I recently lost both my mom and my dad 3 months apart in June and September. So the butterflies represent their love and flying and being present. They here now.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you, Erin. And Brownstone will be giving y'all a little vocal moment after the show. Well, not after the show, but later on in the show. So, Angela.
Yes, let's jump into it.
I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Right? So,
I'm always in the hot seat.
But you know what? You're not afraid of it.
No.
And that's something that I have to applaud you about. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot going on in the world.
Yes, it is.
And a lot going on your Instagram feed.
Oh, God.
Yes, God, it is.
Yes.
Angela, when I look up the word fearless in the dictionary, your face pops up. What I respect most about you, and I don't agree with everything you post.
Right.
And I don't agree with everything that you say.
Right.
But I respect everything because it is coming from a place of honesty and truth.
Yes.
But you've got a real position on politics. You've got a real position on abortion. Before we get into that, the First Step Act, can you give the people a little bit of information on why you were so actively involved in the First Step Act?
I was actively involved in the First Step Act because I've been to prison. And of course, we watched that on the docuseries From the Bottom Up. I know what it feels like to be in the cage. So when I saw how hard Americans were fighting to reunite families at the border, I couldn't forget about the American families that have been separated by mass incarceration. All of our children that have had to grow up fatherless because of 3 Strikes You Out, which was passed by Joe Biden. So I had an opportunity, I had access to this current administration, and I said, why not operate in my favor? You know, if I listened to my haters, we wouldn't have nearly 7,000 people home free as of today.
All right.
So,
all right.
You got to be bigger than the talk. You got to be bigger than the hate, and you got to do the work. It's just like Harriet Tubman. She couldn't free the slaves being scared of the white man or being scared of racism. Operate in your favor, and that's exactly what I'm doing.
So while operating in your favor, you're one of the few African-American women who supports Donald Trump.
Yep.
Why?
I've had a chance to work with them. I've had a chance to work with his administration. I've had a chance to see exactly what they're doing. I know exactly what's going on behind all of the talks that's on the news. And I'm very proud of what Donald Trump has done, not for America, but for the Black community. Let's talk about it. $25 billion to HBCUs. He even lifted the federal ban. They were banned federally. This happened under Obama, where they couldn't get access to federal funding. He lifted that, creating opportunity zones in all 50 states across America, which are in our communities. Unemployment, black employment is up, the highest it's ever been.
Is that because of Donald Trump or because?
Well, here's the thing: we can go back and forth all day about who did this, how long it took before it started taking into play, because we could just blame each other all day. Because if that's the case, we could say that mass shootings are a result of Obama. It trickled over into this administration. We can go back and forth all day. We're just gonna talk about what it is. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Why are we focused on reuniting illegal immigrants at the border when we need to be focused on reuniting our own families? I think black people are on the wrong side of the fight.
Okay, this hot topics table is gonna lose it if I don't give him a chance. Okay.
We have just entered the church of She Speaks Live.
Okay,
Go
you
ahead,
have
Christine.
something to say about that, Christine Beatty. Here we go.
No, Christine Beatty.
no.
Christine has said she's
No,
wrong.
no,
It's
no.
not,
No, wait a minute.
The first wrong was
but let me
the
speak.
past thing.
No, let me speak.
let us
Let me
speak
speak for
for
me.
you.
Right. No, because I didn't raise my hand. I wanted to let Angela finish. Angela, I want you to finish your stuff.
Go ahead, Miss Christine.
Because Angela and I debate on a lot, right? Angela supports Trump. I'm a Democrat. So that's a given. And we've had those spats. For me, this is not about that. And Angela and I have talked about that because I absolutely support prison reform, 1,000%, and love the fact that Jared Kushner stepped into the administration, said this should be a center issue for the administration, and pushed it. But here's the thing where I always differ with Angela. Trump didn't start that. So the Prison Reform Act of 2015, which started that, which put all that out the gate, didn't go far enough when it came to like crack laws where you in prison for 25 years for a gram, but you got a key and you get 6 months. Yep. So those types of laws didn't get fixed all the way under the first portion in 2015 under Obama. Said that, right?
So it's a shared.
Yeah, so and let's be clear. No
Obama
one
didn't pass criminal justice
no one
reform.
administration
Trump
can take care of
did.
it. But let me
I'm just saying,
finish.
at
What
the
did
end
she
of the
say?
She said, tell her what she said.
Obama didn't pass criminal justice reform. He had 8 years in office.
He did
Trump
pass.
did it within the first
2015
two.
was the act that was passed.
So, but Obama didn't do it.
He did. He
Obama
signed the
hand
legislation.
selected.
Now listen, we ain't gonna say
Obama
nothing
went
bad
in
about
and
Barack
hand
Obama
selected.
in this-
No, it's not about. Let's be factual. This is not about bad or good.
In December 2018, what I know is, and what I witnessed because I was there, was President Donald J. Trump signing the First Step Act,
Yeah,
which
but
is
you know that there
responsible
was
for
a Prison
helping free.
Reform Act in 2015.
It may have been, but Obama didn't pass.
Let's be real on that.
So let's
You can
just
go on
say
Google and find that
the
out for
fact is
yourself.
that
Obama
Donald
didn't
Trump
pass.
signed it, but he didn't necessarily. He wasn't solely responsible for the effort.
But wait, let me
Well, he didn't have to do it. I mean, he's a racist and a white supremacist. Let them tell it. Why would he sign
Allegedly.
a law? Let them tell it. Why would he sign a law that affects 91% of the people that have been released from the First Step Act are black? And if people follow my page, they will see that. I share their stories all of the time. That's not something racists do. They don't let black men out of prison. They don't put an end to abortion to stop killing black babies. They want us to kill our babies if we're going to talk about racism.
I told y'all this conversation was going to get real.
Let's be honest.
Real quick, we got two
again,
shades.
and me and Angela, like I said, I'm always about facts. No one person passes legislation.
Okay.
Joe
I
Biden
agree
did
with
not
that.
pass the
Absolutely. He signed it.
legislation.
Absolutely.
Joe Biden
Okay.
was one of the people that introduced it.
Trump
Congress
signed
So it was a
supported
group effort, and
congressional
the
black
fact is
members
did not
that
have
the bill
to
was
sign.
passed.
Yeah, let's be clear.
The bill was passed.
Then
We have to
Trump
cut to a break.
signed
Ladies,
it
we got to
and
cut
didn't
to a
have
break.
to.
I told y'all this was going to get funky.
let's
I want to
not
know
be-
what
let's
Deb
be
Abby
factual.
thinks about this whole thing.
And the fact
Well,
signed
ladies,
it,
we'll be right
Trump
back.
signed it,
And we
Obama
will be
didn't.
right back.
Those are
More
facts.
She Speaks Live. Welcome back to She Speaks Live. I'm your host, Nikki Gilbert Daniels. And what you just saw was two angry black women going at it. No, that's not what you saw at all. In fact, that is our topic. Deb Anteny. Do you believe that black women are angry? Is it fact? Is it fiction? Is it justified? What say you?
I think my biggest question is, what is anger? That's the biggest question. What is anger? Like they sat here and spoke, and somebody would interpret that as them being angry, but that's just two black women with strong opinions,
Absolutely.
as we all have. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
what is anger? That's my question. Define your anger.
Yeah.
How do you define anger? How does that person define anger? I can tell you, I'm pissed about a lot of things.
Right. Right.
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But it don't mean that I'm angry.
Right. And always angry. I think we're super passionate. And I think, I said I did a bit at the top of the show. And I said, I think a lot of people confuse passion with anger.
Yes.
Because, we're animated, honey, and we get all off into it. Do you think, what do you think that we can do as African American women? Should we just ignore it? Should we work at explaining ourselves? I'm so tired of explaining who we are to people.
I don't justify, for me, I don't justify who I am. You know, I can't help it because I'm a big girl and I got a raspy voice.
Come on. Right.
Okay? And I mean what I say and I say what I mean. So I'm not biting my tongue on what I say. It's like I say what you think. You think it, I say it.
Come on, damn.
It's just as simple as that. So for me doing that, that makes me angry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your problem? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do what you do?
Right.
You just get what your hands call for. That's it.
Get what you get.
It's not angry. I'm not angry. But you put yourself in that position. You put yourself there for me to go there with you.
Absolutely.
Now don't turn around and switch this around and make me be something
angry all the
else.
time. Exactly. And we were talking in the makeup room, and you said something really interesting. And I say this all the time. Our narratives are always controlled by people who look absolutely nothing like us.
And we allow that to go on. We allow that to happen. Like when you look at the reality TV, okay? It's real what these people are going through because they put them back in their lives from the questions that they ask them in their life. They place them back in those situations. But you also pull people in there that are in a situation. You understand what I'm saying? That either I do this or I'm not going to make that dollar and I can't pay my rent today and I can't do that. You find vulnerable people to do this and they make a mockery out of us and we allow that to happen.
We do allow it to happen because at the end of the day, you have to leave some money on the table. And I know a whole lot about leaving money on the table because I left a whole lot of money on the table.
Let's talk about that.
You understand what I'm saying? But sometimes you just have to do that. And we've been brought up to believe that winning is how much money you got. Winning is how popular you are. There I go mispronouncing words. How many followers that you have?
That's the biggest thing.
How many followers? Now, let's talk about that because another thing we talked about was, and we talked about this on the Hot Topics table, the Kardashian family. Who can compete with 500 gazillion followers, really?
Right.
Are they setting the standard for what we have to look forward to in our future? Because these young girls out here are trying so hard to get to Kylie Jenner world. Is it even realistic?
Nikki, I remember in those days, I didn't watch y'all naked. On the stage.
Right.
I remember my day. I was just talking to Yo-Yo about this earlier today. We was talking about this. And I didn't see any girls looking naked. I seen thick girls that was up there and they was okay with who they were. I remember screaming out for Queen Latifah up on the stage. And she wasn't an hourglass. I remember seeing Mia X. It was about
Missy Elliott. What's going on?
It was about the talent. The talent that these women had. It wasn't about how big your breast is, how fat your behind is. It wasn't even about that.
But it
or how
is
much
today,
of your
though.
insides you sucked into one place. It's the insecurity of women, period. We're the state that black women are in today, period. Like, what is wrong with you now? What's going on? We lost our households.
Yes.
We lost our men.
Yes.
We've lost our children.
Yes.
And we're not looking at ourselves in the mirror anymore. Now we don't like ourselves. And we're out here hustling to go get these bodies and not caring about anything else. I'm not pretty, I'm not this, I'm not that. Or our hair have to be a certain kind of way. I wear wigs because I work. I don't want to do my hair. I love wigs.
Don't mean you don't have hair.
It don't mean I don't have hair. It don't mean that I don't like the way this looks.
Absolutely.
But all women, we all go through what we go through, our looks, and we all are uncomfortable in certain ways, but now it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's gotten ridiculous.
I think it has a lot to do with what we're idolizing. What are we glamorizing on TV and entertainment? What do we always see? That's what they want to be. So we have to begin with changing the narrative, like something that you started with from the bottom up. You wanted that show to be absolutely different and to show the real truth. It wasn't about all of the hype. We all have a moral responsibility to society to lead in the right way. Have we been doing that? Have we sat back and just let things pass on our watch? How far is it going to go before we finally say enough is enough?
And we need to put the go ahead, Deb.
I'm just going to say this, and it's funny that you said that because one of the conversations that I just had in LA when we was all speaking, I blame us. I blame us.
Me too.
You see, as much as I can do this, you got to look at how many come back at you. I blame us. These kids are going out there because we're not they're not leading by example. They have no examples here.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When women get older, they get stuck on stupid. Some of them do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't go out there and reach your hand, or they don't really have no respect today anyway. But society made it for us as women. When we hit 30, 32, we're elderly.
They leading us out the pasture, right into the pasture,
We can't
baby.
do nothing else.
Forget
but
about
a guy
it.
could be Cyclops twin, be 40 years old and getting up on the stage,
Crooked eye,
45
hunchback,
on
crooked
the
letter,
stage,
crooked letter, and they winning.
and rapping.
Right.
Who, you ain't got no business
Yeah.
rapping to your children
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
But it's okay for them to get up there and do that. If a female hit 30, 32, how old is she? Oh no, we can't do. What are we gonna do with her?
Absolutely.
Who's your target audience? Well, who was his target audience? He's 45 years old.
Absolutely.
But he's still rapping, and everybody's supporting him, and everybody's going out there. This stuff, we can sit here all day and put fingers onto people, but you got to look at how many is coming back at us.
Absolutely.
It's our fault.
Absolutely.
Until we make a change from politics, everybody's yelling about this, to how this music industry is, to how the film, television, all of this is, until we step up to that plate. And there's more of us that's not afraid to stand up in front. We're going to stay right where we at and continue having these conversations that's going to go anywhere. They're not going nowhere.
I have always said, numbers don't lie, people do.
That's right.
At the end of the day, we talk all the time about these stereotypes that we see, these records that we listen to on the radio, but it requires active participation.
Yep.
There's not a white man up in the executive offices saying, hey, we should have someone put on a pink wig and shake that ass.
Yeah.
No, we're doing that and we're watching it and we're tuning in. So we're telling them that this is what we want to see. You understand what I'm saying? So it may not have started that way. What I'm saying is it doesn't start with some man up in the cloud saying, hey, let's make black women real
have more
thottish.
self-respect.
Exactly.
We gotta
What
have more
happens is when we
self-respect.
do it and it's magnified and it works and the numbers say this is what we want to see, then
That's
they
what they
start
do.
to create more and more of that.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely right.
I disagree. I think there is someone pulling strings saying what society wants to see and what society should look like. But the thing is, just like you said, numbers don't lie. Someone is buying and downloading those songs. Someone is, watching those videos. Right. Someone is looking like, oh, I want my butt like her. Someone is setting this tone and the standard. Unfortunately, because they have that buy-in and that support, whoever is pulling those strings is assuming that that's what we want to see. Until we take a stance and say, hey,
turn it off.
I don't want to see this. I'm not interested in seeing her bop around, thought around, however you want to refer to it. I want to see more. I need an example for my daughter. And until you do that and we stop buying and downloading,
economic protest is the only thing that's going to change it, baby.
But we won't come together as a people. So everything that we see is a reflection of how we spend our money, period.
What she said going
It's everywhere. Do we have time? Are we going to go stay?
I want to say one thing about the angry black woman thing. First of all, we have to honestly, if we are angry, embrace the anger. I think a lot of us, we forget, no. We have to be okay with our feelings. We have to allow that out, or we're going to die of stress and not really respect who we are and what we feel. I think a lot of us walk around with these facades because we're scared to feel what we feel. If you're angry, be angry.
Right. Okay.
If you're passionate, you see what I'm saying? Stop judging yourself for having
But you still gotta know what you're angry about.
Right.
True.
You just can't be angry to be angry.
Yes.
You have to know what you're angry about, and you have to be wanting to do something.
Let's pick up with Deb. We're going to come right out. I told y'all this conversation was going to get juicy. When we come back, we want Deb to tell us that you still got to pick up what you're angry about, and we're going to figure out what we're angry about. We'll be right back with you. Y'all. Ooh, this show is so good. They need to just give us 2 hours. I can't do it. Deb, we were just in a real heated discussion about discovering who we are and understanding that. Can you please explain and expound on what you were about to say right before the break?
Because we're talking about anger, I got limited space too, so I'll be forgetting too.
Why we're angry?
I think that's the biggest thing is like if you're walking around just being angry and don't know what you're angry about, then that's some mental health issues.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Right.
But if you know your anger, you know what you're angry about. I'm pissed off me. I'm pissed. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? I'm pissed that you can rob me and stick me up without a pistol, and it's okay.
Wow. Okay. Please explain what you mean by that.
When I've done the work that I've done single-handedly as a black woman in this state, but everybody else has been glorified by the work that I've done, You damn right I'm angry.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to let you
Ditto.
Yep.
rent space in my head for free.
Right.
Come on.
But just know that it's back there, and there's a time and place for it.
Say that.
So I know what I'm angry about.
I know
Right.
what I'm angry
And I think
about,
we're
too.
all angry about the
Absolutely.
fact that we have to work twice as hard for half as much.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I think a lot of us are angry about various things, but sometimes it can be misunderstood. Maybe it's not just anger. Maybe it's frustration, which can be, interpreted that way. But we have a lot of things that's going on in our lives. We're raising kids. Some of us are, caretakers to our parents. We work in multiple jobs.
Absolutely.
We're underpaid, undereducated, trying to do as much as we can to support our families. And on top of it, we're being accosted as black women in this country. So there's a lot of pressures that we face day to day. Just waking up is a struggle. My edges ain't right 95% of the time. You know what I'm saying?
And mine ain't right neither
my
today.
cycle, as a black woman, I have statistically more fibroids than anybody on the planet. I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? So if I wake up mad on Monday, I might not be mad on Friday, but let me have my Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday.
And
You
what
understand
is
I'm saying?
mad? To your point, Deb, what is anger?
That's
You're
it.
right.
What is your anger?
Right.
That's the thing. I guess you have to define anger.
Right.
Anger to me have multiple definitions when it comes to us, when it comes to whoever you are.
Right.
What is your anger?
I'm mad about the fact that we cannot get along in politics. I'm mad about the fact
You
that
and me too,
there
girl.
are
It's
two
too much division
wings
and
on the
vitriol. Yes,
same
indeed.
bird. Don't hate me because I spent time in prison and gave birth to my daughter handcuffed to a bed and then went and got with the president and changed the law that says no other woman can be chained to a bed during childbirth. Why would you hate someone for that? Because my point is this. You're not taking away my experience. I've already done it. Nothing in this world is going to change it with the fact that I have already experienced that. So me and my affiliation with this administration, it's not for me because I don't get nothing but hate. I promise you. I get called a coon. I get called a sellout. I get called a house nigga. I get called bees. I wake up to hundreds of threats on me, my children. I had to take them all down off of my Instagram page.
Oh my God.
Why?
Yeah.
Because somebody has to be a voice for us. You don't just sit back. Even if we feel, okay, this administration is racist or whatever, who are the black people in there that's at the table being the voice of reason? Somebody has to be the voice of reason. You can't be scared to go in. Why would you be hated for fighting for your own people?
Absolutely. And it has to be a conversation about being able to disagree and agree to disagree. We have just become a country that does not disagree, that does not agree on anything. It's like Fox News and CNN. Where's the middle ground? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there ever going to be a point where we can all come together and do what is best for the country?
Yes.
Because I kind of was trying to ease myself into the political conversation, but I'm so tired of all the vitriol and the hate, and I'm just
that's
irritated.
All it is. And this morning I woke up and I was like, I want to give up. I put up a post and I took it back down, but I was like, I feel like it's really no
I
hope
see that.
for.
Right.
Listen, I said I feel like it's no hope for the black community because to me personally, I'm really passionate about this. But here's the thing: everything that they say that the white races are supposed to do to me on this side has been done to me by my own people. Everything that they say, my own people are doing this to me. My own people hating me. My own people threatening me. My own people threatening my kids. My own people calling me niggas and all of this stuff. But I'm fighting for you. I'm not gonna die for you.
Listen.
For you to hate me.
Right.
No, and let me say this, Angela is completely right on that part. Completely, because hating somebody is not required to disagree with their position.
Exactly.
And where she and I, this is why I didn't like our just exchange a minute ago, okay, we arguing about facts. And we've talked about this before. How can you just sit down and find the common ground? Period. What is the common ground? So no matter what side of politics, and I mentioned this, and we had our segment yesterday, what can we sit down and even agree that we agree on?
Exactly.
We've not even.
Exactly.
So we agree that all families should be prosperous. Kids should have an education.
Right.
Everybody should have an opportunity. Bam. Right. That's what we say we want for this country.
Right.
So now, how do we get there? And the problem is, people are so married to their opinions that you're not willing. I said this yesterday. I'm not even really hearing what you're saying. I'm going just like I did. Just like when she was rattling off. Seriously, her stuff in the beginning. I was like, nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's this. So I'm formulating my opinion.
Busy for listening with the waiting for the opportunity
I'm not
to say
listening.
something.
I'm trying to form my response already so I can one up. Or this person can one up. And that is what political dialogue has become.
It is, but at the end of the day, me and Christine, we work together. We're working together to get people out of
And that's
prison.
what's very
she
important.
needs to be who she is, and I need to be who I am, and I need to be positioned exactly where I am.
And I cannot imagine
to make
exactly
this
to make it happen.
And what
I can't imagine a world.
But you know the great thing about this? Y'all can disagree to agree to disagree, and it's okay. And y'all can still smile and hug and still be there with each other.
No
but when you also sit there and say that you want education, you want all this stuff for the families, then why are we glorifying and stripping and going to jail?
Agreed.
Why are we glorifying that? Why are we glorifying you going to jail? Why are we glorifying the stripping thing? Why are we glorifying
the trap museum?
Why are we glorifying these things?
Yeah.
But yet you're going to sit here and say, this is what I want for my people and this is what I want.
Right.
It's so BS. They kill me. Black Lives Matter. Whose life matter? What black life?
Right.
What black life matters, for real? They kill me with this stuff. It starts with one time it starts. Anything happens in the black community, black people start on one time and then guess what happened? The ADD kicks in.
And I want to say,
one last
thing.
That's it.
I want to say one last thing. We need to jump in front of criminal justice reform. We on the back end now trying to fight for these people to get them out. But what are we doing to keep them from going back in?
Very, very
not
important.
going at all. I don't even need to go in
at all.
What are we doing in our community?
One thing we're not.
You've been to jail. You've been to jail. On that application, it's over with. I can't hire you because you've been to jail. But you paid your time. You did your dues already.
We got it. School to prison pipeline. Education is where it's at.
Let me just say that one thing. Let me just say that one thing, because what Angela said is true, right? Black people do to us what we say other people. It's no question. But we can't, and I say this all the time, yes, we have to address that we have to fix that part. But we also at the same time have to hold other people accountable. When you talk about the prison to school to prison pipeline, I don't know if everybody just saw this. They arrested a 6-year-old black girl because she had a temper tantrum. But not only because
a black man arrested her.
It wasn't a black man. It was just a police officer is the point. And if it was a white child, she would not have been arrested and put in handcuffs, and that's real.
So that's the conversation that we have to pick up.
Not only did they arrest her, they fingerprinted her.
Yeah, that's real.
She was fingerprinted.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
It's not even just a black man. It was a police officer. It's a person in the system. And that is right. And so the problem with that is, again, back to what we said about angry black women, you're starting to breed it young. It's called we're putting that stuff in. You understand what I'm saying?
Listen,
but we're also in a state with no mental health. Let's talk about
mental health.
There's no mental health.
Absolutely.
Mental health are prisons.
Ladies,
they're placing people in prison.
They have got to continue this conversation. Let me ask this question. Deb, will you come back?
Yeah.
What part of that don't you understand?
Angela, will you come back?
Yeah.
Come on. Ladies, y'all are coming back.
Yes.
It ain't enough time for us to say what we have to say. I want to thank, before we do that, look, I got to give y'all the opportunity to plug what's happening next for you.
Yes.
Up next.
American King Foundation, you guys, my organization. Make sure you guys follow www.theakf.org. And also, my new book is on the way, The Triumphant Fight for Life, My White House Experience.
Woo. Wow. Right. Damn it.
I'm just Deborah Andy, baby.
You just Deborah Andy, just doing everything. Just
I'm doing so much stuff.
I want to thank my incredible panelists, speakers, Angela Stanton King, Deborah Andy, and of course my co-hosts Stacey J. Johnson, Christine Beatty, and Kiana Dancie. As you can see, we got a lot to say, and right here on She Speaks Live, we gonna say it all. Thank you to my studio audience and my producers. I'm Nikki Gilbert-Daniels, and this is She Speaks Live. I love and appreciate y'all so much. I can't wait till y'all come back for the next episode so we can finish this conversation, starting with prison reform. Thank y'all. Hey! Can we turn it up a little bit? Give me some volume on that. Come on, tell me what you're thinking now. 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 I can't believe the way you talk to me. I don't believe what you just said to me. Is it the truth you really wanna leave? Is that the way you really want it? Is it that easy just to turn things off? Just run away no matter what it costs. Can't say I haven't felt the same way too, but don't think I'm gonna cry over you. If you think that I'm gonna cry, All right, sexy people. All right, sexy people. That was a re-air of She Speaks Live. We taped the show at AIB TV Studios, and you can catch the full episode as well as the Brownstone performance on SheSpeaksLive.com. I wanted to share this episode because, flashing back to it, I realized that, there's a lot of stuff going on in the country right now. And a lot of the issues that are happening today, we definitely talked about on the show. So I just wanted the opportunity to share that with you all. Shout out to everybody who popped in to watch. Chris Bowden, my girl, Stretch Armstrong, Debbie Corbin. Shout out to Debbie Corbin, Kristen, Nikki, Kenyatta, Tamiko, Tasha, Kendrick Mays, Whitney, to Munion, Michael Mitchell, Anthony T, Jennifer Nash, Debbie, Bernita, I see you, Bernita, Tammy, Jamela, Frank Hill, what up, babe boy? I see you, Jay, King. Who else? Let me see, y'all. I got to put my readers on so I can see what's really going on. Thank you to everybody who watched. Yanni Brown, Lana. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and supporting She Speaks Live. It is produced by the From the Bottom Up Foundation. Please log on to FromTheBottomUpFoundation.org and support if you can. We're going to keep giving you great content. Tomorrow I have a really special show planned for you. I'm actually going to air some never before seen footage from a show that I produced called Diary of a Diva. It is the original sizzle for R&B divas. So take a look, you guys. Join us back here tomorrow. I'm going to go hard every single day. I love you. I respect y'all. And I'm going to leave y'all with another taste of this Brownstone Stand By Me. Rest in peace, Max.